everyone, welcome to Jolly Molly TV. Today we're going to make another fun block in Kimberbell's A Quilty Little Christmas wall hanging project. And in today's video we are going to work on this block right here that says Holiday Kisses and Quilty Wishes. This is going to be cute. So let's go ahead and grab our plastic pouch system that you have labeled Holiday Kisses stamp, and let's head over to the embroidery machine and let's get started stitching. Okay, we're at the machine. I have a bobbin with white thread down below. I have white thread up at the top of my machine because if I pull out my plastic pouch system that's labeled Holiday Kisses stamp, I am going to find a piece of white with red polka dot fabric and also a smaller piece of ivory for the body of the stamp. So I'm going to use white thread to do all of the first steps in this block. Then I'm also going to pull a piece of my pre-cut batting that measures 5 by 7, and we're going to put that off to one side. Again, I love when everything is pre-cut and I just grab and go. It's worth all the work in the beginning. It really is. Okay, now I'm going to put a 5 by 7 hoop on this machine with a piece of the Poly No-Show Mesh Stabilizer in it. Let's go to the screen cam and load the design. Okay, I have a Baby Lock Destiny, which is identical to the Brother Dream machine. If you have something similar, you can follow along. I'm going to click on Embroidery and go to the flash drive where I keep all my files and click on A Quilty Little Christmas. I put everything in a subfolder to keep things organized. Okay, we're going to go to the quilting design first. We're going to load that so it's on the bottom, and then we're going to put the main machine embroidery design on top of it. All right, we're looking at Christmas 15. We haven't stitched this one yet. Cool. Okay, we're looking for a 4 by 5 by 6 by 5. So this is the 4 by 6. Yep, and oh, that's cute. It's the Dear Santa letters. And you can see it measures 4.5 by 6.5. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click Set. I'm going to go Add, go back to my flash drive, and I'm going to pull up the main embroidery design, which is the Holiday Kisses stamp. So it's going to be under the main quilt. Okay, so it's going to be under the Quilty Wishes number 3 folder. And here it is, 5 by 7, Holiday Kisses. So it says Holiday Kisses and Quilty Wishes. That is the one we're going to do, and that has that favorite satin stitch outline that I love now. I just think that's so pretty. So we're going to click Set. It's going to bring it in automatically so we don't have to do anything to it. That's how it's going to stitch out. Okay, so let's go ahead and click Embroidery. There we go. That's all we had to do. So let's go back to the hoop cam. And with white thread up on top, I'm ready to stitch out the placement line for the batting. Here we go. Okay, so now I'm going to lay my batting down, making sure I have all of that placement line covered. Put the foot down, and let's tack down the batting. Okay, so I want you to take the hoop off the machine, go to a table, and I want you to trim away all of this excess batting from around the outside edge of that stitch line, and I'll meet you right back here. Okay, we've got that trimmed up nicely. Let's put the foot down and stitch out the placement line for the fabric. Okay, so now I'm going to lay my fabric down. Remember, if you have directional fabric, you want to have it so that the top of the fabric is over here on the left and the bottom is over here on the right, because it's going to stitch the word holiday stitches this direction. All right, so the top of your fabric is over there. Mine's generic, so it really doesn't matter. So I'm just going to lay it down and just basically center it by feeling for the batting. And I want to have a little bit more on this end because I have the selvage edge over there. So we have plenty of extra fabric on all sides, all right? Let's put the foot down and let's tack down this fabric. You've got this. That's super nice. I love that. So I think the quilting is going to look nice on this and the white as well. And then that'll allow the stamp to be the centerpiece, all right? So I'm going to quilt mine in white. You put the color of thread up that you would like to quilt your block in up on top. Put the foot down and enjoy this stitch out. It's 3 minutes in real life. Here we go. That is really cute. Oh, I'm going to have to do another block of this design because a lot of this is going to get covered by the stamp. But look at how cute. You can see the word Dear Santa. That's really cute. Really cute. So that is definitely a use on another block as well. I want to see that. All right, so now I'm going to put cream in the top of my machine, because we're going to get ready to place this fabric in the center of this block to start the stamp. So a cream thread in the top of your machine would be best if your fabric is cream. Otherwise, match your fabric. Whatever your stamp fabric is going to be, match that. Okay? So now once you have that up in the top of your machine, let's put the foot down and stitch out the placement line for this fabric. Okay, then I need to take the hoop off so I can kind of see where that beige or cream line is. So I can put my fabric down and make sure I cover all of that placement line. Put the hoop back on and get my stylus here, and let's put the foot down and tack down this fabric. Okay, there we go. You can still see the polka dots a little bit underneath that fabric, but I think it's going to look great with all the lettering and everything that's on there. It won't be an issue, I don't think. So we're going to go with it. Okay, so now we are going to put a leaf green thread in the top of my machine. And you do the same for yours. This is going to stitch out the words holiday wishes and do a little heart. And I think this is going to coordinate well. And how I tested it was I got out the pink that I'm going to use in the next step, and then I got out the green and the red, the lighter red, that I'm going to be using on the rest of this block. This is the satin stitch outline, and I think that's going to go very cute together with the theme of the project. So that's how I chose my threads, is auditioning them with one another to see if they're going to go with each other and go with the whole project. All right, so I'm going to put that leaf green thread up on top. You do the same. Figure out which green you like to have your holiday wishes stitched out on. And let's do this. You ready? Okay, this is a 4-minute in real life stitch out. Enjoy. You got this. is so cool. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that color thread again for the heart, which is the next step. So if you want to switch out the color of your heart, you can do that. But I'm going to do what Kimberbell does and do the same green for the heart. All right, so let's go ahead and put the foot down and stitch out the heart. 1 minute in real life. Yes, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to do what Kimberbell recommends as well and do the leaf green for the and sign. And then the next stitch, I'll switch it out to my pink. All right, so let's stitch out the and sign. Okay, so now I'm putting my pink thread up above. And this is different than my light pink that I've been using in the previous videos. This is more like a cotton candy pink. It's a little bit brighter and I think will be a good match for that leaf green. All right, so put the color thread of your choice that you want your little star and then your words Quilty Wishes to be. And let's go ahead and load the needle. This is fun. I love this stuff. Ooh, we have a knot. Not a knot. We have a loop. You got to get that loop out. If you leave the loop, it'll drape around your foot and it'll break a needle and worse, which we don't want. All right, so loop is gone. Put the foot down and let's stitch out the star. Yeah, I love that pink. As you can tell, I do love pink and I love that combination. So I'm going to use that same color pink and stitch out the words Quilty Wishes. You make sure you have the color thread up above in your machine that you want to stitch that out in. Put the foot down and let's enjoy. This is a 4 minute in real life stitch out. Isn't that cool? I am loving this project so much. All right, so now I'm going to switch out my thread. I want the beautiful satin stitch stamp border to be in the kind of a vintage red here. So pick your color of choice that you'd like your satin stitch border to be. Put that thread up on top and we are ready to stitch this out. Now this takes a little bit. This is a 12 minute in real life stitch out. So just sit back and enjoy it. No rush. Happy thoughts. Ooh, let's get that loop out. That's a dangerous loop. Always get your loops out before you start. All right, foot down and let's enjoy this. Here we go. I just realized I forgot to trim the fabric. How about that? Even the teacher forgets sometimes. I just realized that when I saw it, it was like everything was going great and I'm like, why is it stitching on the fabric? Because I didn't trim the fabric. Not a big deal. All right, let's show you how to do it. This will be easy because we are just going to actually trim this up. I will have to take these stitches out right here. Yeah, that was my mistake. I was just so happy and so thrilled that how it was coming out that I just kept on going. And you will too. I mean, you're going to get to a point where you'll be like, wow, it's so pretty. And then you're going to wait a minute. I forgot to trim the fabric. That's what happens. It's okay. It happens to the best of us. All right, so now all I'm going to do is I'm going to trim right up through here. I'm going to just, again, get the first part of the fabric, and then I'm going to get a seam ripper, and I'm going to take those out. Okay, and pardon my arm here. I'm going to show you my little trick. I don't try to take the stitches out from the top. I get one of the ends started, and then I can see the stitches a lot better, and then I can just literally pull them out. Okay, and I can come up here and do the same thing. Let's trim some of this fabric. All right, and then I can pull those stitches out. I find it easier to do this from the back side because I can actually see the fabric and the stitches easier. All right, so let me do this part and I'll meet you right back here. Okay, so I actually don't need to take all of that out because it's going to stitch over that and make the nice big border. So I got enough of it out that I should be all right. So I'm going to go to this plus and minus key, and I'm actually going to go back a stitch or forward a stitch and back a stitch. All right, so then now that's going to start at the very first stitch of this border. Again, the trick is just go either forward or back a stitch so you restart that border. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to put the foot down and let it continue to stitch. Again, it's going to cover that little bit that I didn't take out with the satin stitch. All right, here we go. Isn't that so pretty? Oh, I love that satin stitch. It's like my new favorite stitch. Okay, I'm looking at my bobbin. I think I can make it because I still have one more border to do in a satin stitch, and we're going to go for it. So I'm going to put my green thread that's going to stitch an inside satin stitch, and then our stitching for this block will be done. So this is a 4-minute in real life stitch out. Again, put the color thread that you would like to be on the inside of that satin stitch we just did, and put that thread on the top of your machine. You've got this. You're getting really good, and the more blocks you do, the more confident you're going to become. All right, that's the goal. All right, we got a loop. Get that loop out. Okay, here we go. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. Look at that. And I ended up with just enough left on the bobbin. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I love how that came out. Super love that. So let's go ahead and take this over to the table and I'll show you how to finish up this block. Okay, isn't that the cutest block? I love those borders. I know I've said that before, but they're really classy looking borders. Just love them. Okay, so the last thing we have to do is to trim this block up. This block is going to measure 4.5 inches by 6.5 inches. So let's take a look at this outside stitch line. This is the one that we use to tack down the block. And let's measure it and just make sure that that's the correct measurement for what we need to trim up. And it is. From this line to this line is 6.5 inches. And from the top to the bottom is 4.5 inches. So that's exactly what we want it to be. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my ruler down and go right on that stitch line. All right, now this stitch line is not exactly straight. So let's turn this around and let's tackle this side. We want to go with the straight line first and get this line straight, and then we can deal with the line that's not exactly straight. All right, so this one is a nice straight stitch line. I'm going to go just a hair past that stitch line. Put the hand on the ruler to hold it down, and can I see that stitch line? Yes, I can. So I can make my first cut. I say that because I don't want to be here. And if I say, can I see the stitch line? It's like, no, the stitch line is way over here. So that's my little motto in my head is if I can see the stitch line, then I'm good to cut. If I can't see the stitch line under the ruler, then stop, reassess what I'm doing, and make sure I'm in the right place to cut. All right, so now that that one's straight, I can come over here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. I've got it straight over here. Now I'm going to line my ruler up with my mat. Now I know I'm good. Can I see that stitch line? Yes, I can. And I can make that cut. All right. So now we got 2 sides done. Come over here. And now I can use this line on my ruler and I can line up the bottom of the block with that line. And then I can go to that stitch line and then go just a hair past it. Can I see that stitch line? Yes, I can. And I can make my cut. Okay, turn it over. And then I can also go 1, 2, 3, 4.5. I can line my ruler up here with the edge of the block. And then I can line up this line on the ruler on my mat. Can I see that stitch line? Yes, I can. I'm going to make that cut. That is super easy. Look at that. That is so cute. And I love the color combination. It just goes very much with kind of a vintage Christmas feel. Love that. So I hope you had as much fun making this block today as I did. And I hope you stay tuned here on Jolly Molly TV for more fun and more adorable blocks in Kimberbell's A Quilty Little Christmas wall hanging project. And until I see you next time, take care and happy stitching. Bye-bye.